Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Frank and Gab with us, as is Shaka. Craig Burnley, first time you've been with us since Christmas Day. How was your Christmas Day with Steve Nicol?
I wasn't in Christmas Day.
No, exactly.
I wasn't in Christmas Eve.
Yes, I know. Are you going to answer my question? How was your Christmas Day with...
Yeah, it was all right, yeah. Yeah, as planned.
Yes, nice. Can you just explain what's happening in this picture? Do we have that picture?
Oh, my God.
He's trying to replicate my nose. He's about to draw with his false nose.
Right.
He's about to draw. There's a little pen hanging off the end of that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess what he's drawing.
Wow, like a Pictionary, but you draw with your nose?
Yes.
And you volunteered to play this game? This is like the most anti-Burley thing I've ever seen.
No, we do play these games when he comes round. He always brings games. We had different ones.
Right.
We had a game that involved shooting stuff, but we decided that was dangerous with my 3 dogs around.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Because he wouldn't shoot the dogs, but shooting stuff that they would probably eat.
Yeah. But this just seems completely not
Obviously, we're not shooting dogs. But we... no, that's the nose. When he told me we had the nose game...
Yes.
I did say to him...
Yeah.
You get this false nose...
Yep.
And...
yeah, we could see it.
You put the pen on the end, and I wondered if I needed the false bit.
Right.
What do you reckon? I could just have stuck something on the end of my nose, because it's...
Shaq, don't you think this is quite surprising? Like,
I am.
It's quite a good game, actually. So you get this... shut up. So you get this little...
I know, we've just seen it on the picture.
Yeah, and...
So did you do it as well?
My wife, let's just say it was the wrong end of the night by this time.
Right.
She's holding it like... And then Eleanor, Stevie's wife, had to hold the...
Right, for her.
Because she couldn't do...
And did you do it as well? You drew a picture with your nose?
With the pen. Was it actually my nose? I know. Yes, no, we got.
Wow.
It was like an egg timer or whatever it was.
Right.
And then we changed. And obviously, because him and I are very competitive.
Yes.
There was a bit of shouting going on.
Wow.
I think it's a lesson. It's a lesson for everybody and for kids in the world, who are listening to us and watching us. Alcohol doesn't bring anything good in your life, guys,
Well, I must tell you, he was very excited about this because he called me at least a day or two before and said, "Hey, I've got this great game for Christmas Day."
Wow, they're like kids, Shaq.
They are. They
So he
really,
said-
really are.
So after the festivities...
we always knew Stevie was, though.
I know, but him.
Yeah, but I didn't expect that from Craig.
Well, that's...
There you go, Christmas spirit.
One way, if I didn't play this game, the alternative was worse.
Okay, let's get to this. How are you, Gab? Do you have a nice Christmas?
I did. Sorry, I was just still laughing. I love the fact that Craig felt the need to specify that Stevie wasn't actually going to shoot his 3 dogs. That he's just going to drop that in there. Just in case anyone was wondering.
Exactly.
Well, the man does do some stupid things, so I couldn't rule it out. But he did have a... I don't know, I'm intrigued to know what the shooting game was.
Right, well, there you go, Craig. Maybe a New Year's...
As a week, Craig.
Yeah, New Year's...
I didn't buy it.
No, no. Craig, is Cavani better suited to start? The team looks more cohesive with him than with Ronaldo.
They couldn't look any less cohesive. How about that?
Oh.
Well, you have to be cohesive as a team to get to that point.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There are other cogs in the wheel, doesn't just start with Ronaldo. That would be one of the things I would say. There's problems. The problems start well behind there. That's just part of the end game.
Right.
So, no, I don't think so, no.
Is Cavani going to stay there, Gab?
It's a good question because he's been linked to Barcelona too because, of course, he doesn't make much money either, right? So it's an easy signing to come in. He's been linked with Corinthians. I think if you're Cavani, you stick around the end of the season. I actually think that, while there probably are no players at United who've ever played Rangnick's 4-2-2-2 system, in short bursts, Cavani's skill set, his energy and everything makes a lot of sense in the front too. So I think between now and the end of the season, I think he'll get, obviously he can't start every game, but I think he can get a decent amount of playing time.
Question for Craig. How much time will it take for Manchester United to turn things around? Clearly they're struggling and even the top 4 looks far-fetched with their recent performances.
Well, I'm going to give him some leeway because it is early, but what I would say is that the early signs are he hasn't made much impact. I was expecting to see, apart from the shape change that Gab mentioned, I was expecting to see something that would stick out and say, wow, that's, that was really lacking under. I mean, there was lots lacking under Solskjaer, don't get me wrong. But here was one facet, say the pressing or whatever, but just so different that it was stuck out like a sore thumb. We haven't seen it.
No.
They're still kind of lumbering around the field, half-hearted, easy to play around, not really cohesive defensively, not gelled together, and not passing it around these little triangles going forward, little 1-2s. It's early, I'll give you that, but I would be concerned at the moment.
Go on, Gab.
No, I was just going to say, it's funny because I heard your conversation earlier about the games coming and the fixtures coming, thick and fast. If you're going to play this system that Rangnick wants to play, it's going to take time. The players have no experience with it. It's going to take time for you to teach that. It's going to take time for you to teach the patterns of play. And I think the reality is that it's hard enough in any other league, but especially in the Premier League, in season, if you're a new manager and you're trying to change things 180 degrees, you're simply not going to have the time on the training pitch to do it. So if Rangnick keeps going down this road, it's going to take a long time, and they're going to have to learn during games, and obviously that means more bad results until they get it right.
But the argument against that, Gab, would be whilst they did have some COVID issues and a training ground closed for a bit, he did have, when was it the last played? The 11th, I think?
11th. Yeah.
So he has had a couple of weeks with most of the squad.
Yeah. Well, and he rang them up on the phone, right? Because obviously that's a great way to. I agree with you. He has time, but compared to a whole preseason, compared to where Rangnick has worked before, where all the youth teams were all drilled in his 4-2-2-2 system, and he was a technical director, and he'd come in and coach for 1 year, and everybody already knew what to do. It's United is just a different universe to that. So
but it's not a surprise, Gab,
I don't know
is
if it's going to work. It's going to take time.
It's not a surprise. Everybody knew the lay of the land when he came in.
Yeah, but honestly, when I heard people, first of all, I think a lot of people in the commentariat were just so happy that Ole was gone. And, they figured an old shoe was going to be better. And then here comes Rangnick, and he does what he does. This is his system. And I don't think people realized how different it was going to be, not just to what Solskjaer did or didn't do, but to the way other clubs play. And for him, time is really, really, really important. Plus, he's not used to managing because he simply hasn't managed very often in the last 10 years. So all these things come together, and it's going to take longer than people anticipate. And if it's worthwhile, it will have been a good decision. If they never get it right, then, but I think you have to allow that this is a really radical change that they've gone through.
Here's, just briefly, here's one of the problems with this system, with this personnel. Say for example, today, you have, I think at the start of the match, it was Greenwood was the more advanced along with Ronaldo. And then the two behind, floating around, was Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. Now, when you don't have the ball, that means both of those have to drop back into wide positions. Now, straight away, my eyes are coming towards Bruno Fernandes, dropping into the left-hand side to try and stop some marauding fullbacks in the Premier League. And the answer to that, the computer says no.
Sure.
Right? So there's the problem. That when you're going to ask... Now, Marcus Rashford has done that quite a bit, but he's more of a natural sort of frontish guy. So you're asking players, particularly playmakers like Fernandes, to drop back into wider roles, because if he doesn't do that, one of the central midfielders has to go out there, and then you're getting picked apart by the better teams in the middle of the park. So, as I said before, I've worked in this system with really good players, and when we played better teams, particularly in Europe, it was tough.
Right.
It was tough because the two behind the front two are key to this. The two players that play behind the front, if they don't take up their positions correct or defend properly, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Absolutely screwed.
You're saying Bruno Fernandes maybe isn't the person?
Actually, when he dropped into a deeper position on the ball today, it looked better and all that, but I'm talking about defensively against better teams. Newcastle have won one game all year.
Sure.
You play better teams. If this system the players are not prepared or able to work defensively properly, you're going to get hammered in the middle of the park.
A couple of Newcastle questions for you, Shaq. Would Allan Saint-Maximin walk into any top 3 squad, or is Newcastle squad so poor that he looks extraordinary?
He looks extraordinary. I'm not sure what squad he walks directly into. I think he benefits from being the go-to man at Newcastle. Get the ball to him and let him run at defences. I'm not sure he has that luxury in any of the top 3 squads.
Squads are not even teams.
Or squad? I'm thinking teams. Squads, yeah, you could use
Possibly.
them. Yeah, squads, yes.
But the answer is...
I read that as teams, sorry.
Yeah, the answer is he's clearly a very talented guy, but it's consistency.
Right.
And the top coaches at the top clubs are looking for consistency. So
For Shaka, if you could... Sorry, I thought you'd finish.
I was talking to myself. I just thought I'd sort of carry on and sort of waffle on as normal, and nobody pays any damn attention. So shall I continue?
What'd you say?
For Shaka, I'm going to bring that. Get Nico to bring that nose game in. I'll get Nico to bring the nose game in, and I'll bring the shooting one in for you.
Yep, lovely, good.
That sound right?
For Shaka, if you could sign 3 players to save Newcastle's season, who would you have?
Oh, good Lord. 3 players.
I mean, fantasy world.
Umtiti and
and
Icardi.
Serginho Dest.
Definitely need a striker.
Okay.
Especially after the
So
injuries.
who are we getting?
Pick a striker, any striker.
Luke de Jong, they don't need him.
Yeah, right.
Well, hold on. Come on. Wait, take the Bayern Munich striker, for God's sake.
Yeah, no, but I mean...
It's a Lewandowski.
So we go in ridiculous like that.
It's called any.
Lewandowski, Lionel Messi, and...
No,
Would
I'm
you
not
really?
buying
Would you get
Yeah, I'd have Lionel
get
Messi.
Messi?
Yeah, I'd have Lionel
Off the
Messi.
back of what we saw so far.
I'm having Lionel Messi still.
Not a chance.
It's my money. I'm buying Lionel Messi.
Right.
Aubameyang, maybe?
Aubameyang.
Get
No,
Aubameyang.
Frank. And I buy... Who do I want in my defence? Ruben Diaz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Over Van Dijk.
No, yeah, I've just sold Ruben Diaz. I bought Van Dijk now.
Wow.
Bought Van Dijk instead, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right then. Gab, on behalf of Craig, can you please explain in great detail how Torres to Barca is possible under La Liga financial regulations?
I think I did it on the show. I'll make it.
You can draw a
I'll
picture
make
with
it
your
short and
nose.
sweet. They need to actually sell a real player and get money back for him. And I mean, unless somebody falls in love with Ricky Puig, it has to basically be that Serginho Dest, because he is young. He played a lot last season, and he is a saleable asset. The other guys that people will give you money for are people like Frankie de Jong, and Ansu Fati, who presumably you don't want to sell.
But we've lost Craig. Oh, he's back, he's back.
I thought I had enough time to get a cup of water.
Uh,
He always gives me enough time to get a cup of water.
Well, that's good. Well, because you asked, he was going to be brief. Frank, with the possibility of Rudiger, Azpilicueta and Christensen leaving, and an ageing Thiago Silva, do you think Tuchel can still be successful if he has to rebuild his whole back line?
That's going to be difficult. I think they understand each other now. They know how to play together. And if you change something, you need some time to settle down, meaning that you're going to be late in the race and to be ready. So, it's going to be an issue if all of those players have to leave.
Why don't Chelsea just give Rudiger lots of money, Gab? He's clearly very good.
Because he's 27, 28 years old now, and I think Real Madrid are putting real money on the table, and he's won the Champions League with Chelsea. He's had the experience here. He's played in Rome. He's played in London. He probably wants to add another European capital. I mean, ending your career at Real Madrid, playing alongside David Alaba, is not a bad place to be. I don't think the negotiation is purely about money in his case. I don't think all three are going to go, but I think they're going to make another strong push for Jules Koundé, and they really like Chalobah. And I think they expect to re-sign one of those three. So I don't think they're going to be fully undermanned next year.
Final question for Shaka. Does Shaka make the FIFA power rankings? Belgium finishing the year at #1 for the 4th year in a row. Has Shaka written all over it?
No, I'm not having Belgium at #1 at all. I've been seeing for quite some time.
Who's higher, Trinidad or Scotland?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
I heard what?
That is it. We're done.
I forgot Stevie hadn't been in.
Yeah, Stevie's had a couple of days
he'd
off.
been in because he has got photographic. Oh, where did you get that?
He sent it to me. They sent me like a 5-minute video of Stevie writing this blooming thing.
Of what?
Of Stevie doing his drawing. It was a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
We're watching this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the camera person was. No, I'm not saying it.
Okay, there we go. That's it. We're done. We're done.
Dan,
Yes, go on, Frank.
Dan, I'm very disappointed because normally you always put the picture of what I put on Instagram or Facebook, and today you didn't put the picture that I put on Instagram and Facebook. I'm very disappointed. I don't know why you didn't want to put that picture.
I believe because of the graphic nature of the picture, which if you haven't seen it is a pair of buttocks. Instagram took it down, didn't they, Frank?
I know, he didn't like it. They say too much nudity.
They took it down.
Which I think.
Well,
it wasn't.
I would imagine we don't have much chance of putting it up then. Took it down.
Do you want to explain why you put this picture up, Frank?
Well, yes, I was parking my car, and next to me, somebody else was going out of his car. I have to say, old man, and I think he had a problem with his pants, and his pants went below his butt, and so I had the magnificent view of his butt in the morning around 10 a.m. So I decided to take a picture of it and post it on Instagram and Facebook, but I was told from Instagram that it was too much, so they erased it. I don't understand why.
Then I sent Frank a message going, why are you posting pictures of your butt on Instagram? And he's like, that's a 70-year-old man's butt. That's not mine. Oh, great. I wish you're on Instagram now to see that.
Well, you know, the thing is, the guy, when I told him, you know, I think you are losing your pants. And he looked at me and say, shut up, you. And I said, well, okay, you lost it, man. Bye-bye. You know, the guy was very upset with me on top of it.
No worry, no wonder you're taking pictures of his behind and pasting it on social media.
Well, he didn't see me. He didn't see me taking the picture. I think it was completely crazy. The guy.
Where were you hiding in the bush?
I'm not that crazy.
I think that now is a good time to say goodbye. Thank you very much, Frank.
Yeah, goodbye.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.